I was going to stitch them together like this, but I feel like it's really busy, so I'd rather put like a border between them. But I didn't want to do white, so I found this cream color. And I'm going to try a join as you go method, which I've never done before and I don't know how to do yet, but I will figure it out. I got my first row done and I kind of messed up, so it's not connecting to the next row, but I can still do the pattern. It basically goes like, goes this way, this way, this way, this way, and just on and on and on, connecting each square. I'll link the tutorial which describes it better and has a better diagram than that. If you know how to do a granny cluster, which is 3 double crochets, this goes by really quickly. That's all it is, a bunch of granny clusters. So granny cluster all the way onto the whole blanket. It's going by quicker than I thought, and I bet I could have this done in a weekend. I could have a blanket in a weekend. We'll see. It did take me longer than I expected, but that's okay. Overall, this took me a couple of months. I just did it in my spare time, like my TV time at the end of the day, so I would plop my tote down on the couch and just relax. This made watching TV and shows just more relaxing, and I would sit with Kona too. And by the way, if any of you crocheters or knitters have any tips about preventing your pet's hair from clinging onto your projects, let me know. And I ended up getting bifocals or progressive readers so that I could see the TV and see up close my crochet work. And I was able to get to the point where I could just watch TV and knit kind of at the same time. Sometimes when I'm watching TV or doing things where I have to sit still, I get a little bit antsy. And that's one reason why I wanted to try crochet. So it really does help that. It makes whatever I'm sitting there to do more enjoyable with this crochet task. It keeps my hands busy. When I got it all finished, I thought the edge looked a little bit plain, and so I found a tutorial that has different trim methods, and I decided to try a picot crochet or a picot stitch trim. I pretty much learned everything on how to make this blanket from 2 channels, TL Yarn Crafts and Play Hooky With Me. I'll link their channels down below. Their teaching styles and videos just made learning easy for me, so I kept going back to their channels. For this being my first blanket and one of my few first projects, I think the yarn I used was okay and it's very affordable, but I don't really want to use it again because of there's just some inconsistencies with it, and I would like to explore some other yarns in future projects. And something else I realized is that I was using the wrong hook size for this entire blanket. So I started with the Woobles kit hook, which looks a lot like the Clover hooks. Their size was a 4mm, and it's blue. it is more dense and thicker, and that's because I was using a smaller hook. So it's not a big deal, it still works. It's kind of been a reoccurring theme for me in my crochet projects, me using the wrong size hook, but it's cozy and I'm really curious to see how this wears and washes over time. So another project that I wanted to work on or finish before the end of November was a collage, and I have all these reference pictures of pumpkins from the grocery store visits, and they inspired me to make a collage out of them, and I have all these different color papers that I think would work well. I made these in a previous video and I still have leftover scraps. And I also think this would be a good use for my coleslaw green handmade paper from a previous video. If you go watch that, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's much more simplified. I only have two options now. I'm adding more Etsy shop discounts, and also I changed my monthly mail tier to $8 a month, which is a big change. I wanted to make it more affordable for those who want something happy in the mail, and I've been wanting to do more washi tape designs. The monthly mail tier is also less than $8 a month if you decide to do the annual price, and it includes 2 feet of my washi tape design samples, and international patrons are welcome because I'm able to mail them flat. And that's the nice thing about a sample card, that I wrap them around. They have a join for free button, which is just following my updates on my feed. By the way, if you are fatigued or just get really exhausted by social media feeds, Patreon feeds are a nice alternative. It's a more quiet place over there, and you can still get my updates and know what's going on in my sea lemon world. And something else I'm thinking of trying is Vlogmas. So I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now, and I've never tried Vlogmas. And for some reason this year it appeals to me. I want like this challenge to try and see if I can do it, though I know it most likely usually leads to burnout from what I've seen on other channels. I think I'm gonna try it. Maybe? It's not going to be like the typical Vlogmas. It'll be more like chill and crafty and more focus on like making stuff. But since it is every day for 25 days, the videos might be a little more rough. And I also feel like I have so many unfinished projects or projects that are in progress. This would be a good excuse for me to either start or finish them. That could be the content that I share. One big thing I want to tackle is the stuff behind me. Workspace is just really unorganized right now. Are you interested in watching that? If you are, and other things, I guess tune into my December content. Kona's leaving. We could spend the rest of the year together finishing our projects.